I can't explain it, but at some point it felt like my eyes were good, but my body was slow motion. So everything I wanted to do, I was one step behind. Balance maybe wasn't the best either for some reason. I'm not gonna, like, I can't explain it. I blocked his kicks. I was like falling over myself from blocking a kick. There wasn't really anything that surprised me about him, about his speed or strength or his technique. The thing that surprised me, I guess, was my own lacking.
This is pretty much a normal thing now. Beneil Dariush is now coming out and saying that he wasn't performing well against Charles Oliveira and he didn't know exactly what was wrong with him. He just said that he felt off. He said he felt like he was moving in slow motion. He felt like he was very unbalanced and doesn't really know what to point that to, but he's for sure saying that nothing Oliveira did to him was a cause, right? He said nothing about Oliveira really got to me, nothing surprised me. I blocked all of his shots. Even on the ground, I was very aware of what he was doing. I never felt like I was in danger or anything like that. It just had to have been one of those days where you're off. And for sure, I could absolutely see that happening. Every single fighter has a fight day where they just don't feel at 100% at all. Not only Beneil Dariush, but even Charles Oliveira said when he fought Islam Makhachev that he was off a bit. I think he was more off in the Islam fight that he underestimated him and came out there expecting to just steamroll him. But what Beneil Dariush is saying is a little bit different than what Oliveira was saying. Beneil is saying that he didn't underestimate Oliveira necessarily. He's saying that it was nothing that Oliveira really did. It was just myself. Like, it was something about my body. My mind was aware. He said he was seeing everything, but his body was late to respond. There are a couple things that I can point to. I do think he is coping. I think he's absolutely coping when he's saying that nothing Oliveira did surprised him or got to him. This is a common narrative of all of Oliveira's opponents. Credit to Justin Gaethje for coming after the fight and saying that Oliveira just hits way too hard. But this narrative of undermining Oliveira's skills and what he's capable of has always been a thing. A lot of Oliveira's opponents have like this image of him in their mind that he's not as difficult as he seems to be. But they go in there and it's a completely different beast of what they had in their head. So it becomes very hard for them to rationalize why they lost like that to him. So they have to point to other things. This is what it seems like Dariush is doing as well, because I can point to two things as to why he felt like he was moving in slow motion and he was unbalanced. Number one, the pressure got to him. Fighting Oliveira on that stage, with him coming at you at 100 miles an hour right from the bell, could put your body into shock, right? You're not ready for it. You feel the nerves. The crowd is roaring for Charles Oliveira. You're fighting the former champion, one of the biggest stars in the world. This is even Brazil. This is Canada, and they're going crazy for this guy. You're in there with him. He's right there across the cage. That's the guy, right? That's the guy that you have to beat in order to get that title shot. He seems like a nice guy, shakes your hand, and once the ref starts to fight, he's coming at you at 100 miles an hour. One of the first strikes he throws is that head kick that blows back Beneil Dariush. So I think the moment could have gotten to him. He's never been on the stage before. He's never fought an opponent like Oliveira before, and everything crashed onto him at once. That could have happened. And or the head kicks. Beneil said that he blocked the head kicks. He didn't really block the head kicks the way he thought he did. If we go back and look at the fight, he was blocking it with one hand and the kick got through. And when the kick got partially blocked, his toes or the top of his foot slapped Beneil directly to the ear. He probably thought, if I block it with one hand, I'm good. When that's not exactly what happened. His equilibrium could have been knocked off right in the beginning of the fight from the first head kick. That's why he probably felt like he was unbalanced the whole time. He said he threw a head kick and slipped. That's never happened to him before. That first shot from Oliveira proved to be much more powerful than Beneil not only thought that Oliveira was capable of, but even after the fight that he could remember. He said in the interview that Oliveira was not stronger than he thought or faster than he thought. So this seems to be more of the answer that Beneil was trying to look for. But again, he seems like he's coping and not trying to point to whatever Oliveira did to him. He doesn't want to see it that way, it seems like. He wants to look at it as, oh, something about him was just off. Just more fighters not trying to give Oliveira his credit.